Hey, it's Mariah Miller, and I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope that you are happy to be here now. If you don't know me or what I do, you should know a little bit about me because I'm assuming you came from one of my ads or my Instagram or a YouTube channel. But like I said, I'm Mariah Miller. I'm the owner of multiple online businesses, but we'll get to that in just a minute. I'm going to show you some proof right away so that way you can push the whole skeptical feeling to the side and understand that I'm definitely someone that you're going to want to hear out because, well, I know my stuff when it comes to online businesses. So if you are here, you're probably here to learn my exact process that I use to build a 6-figure online business in only 2 months. All from home, without any previous experience, without a college degree, and without an upfront cost. It's a step-by-step, repeatable system to consistently sign new clients and generate 6 figures per year or more doing so. You probably are here because you want to get my checklist bonus as well. Now, people have come to this same exact training event as you, and they've implemented the same exact checklist bonus and have gotten results. But you only get that bonus if you stay to the end of this event with me. Now, trust me, this software that I'm using, it's very, very high tech, like crazy 2020 technology, guys. I'm just kidding, it is 2020. So if you leave before the time that I selected at the end of the training, the bonus email will not be sent to you, I promise. Even if you just leave like 1 second before, you still won't get the bonus. So just stay to the end. It's going to be well worth your time. Now, I've tried it all. I've been in online business for years. I've started back when I was in high school with affiliate marketing, back when it was huge and like the new thing. I actually purchased a course, and I remember the exact day that I bought my first course, and it was for affiliate marketing. I was at Tropical Smoothie with my mom and my little sister, and I remember my mom, like, she was just wondering why I was so out of it, like, Mariah, what's wrong, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even tell her that I was about to pull the trigger and buy this course, but I did. And I watched the entire course. I bought all the tools and softwares that they recommended me to use. I had notes on notes on notes, weeks of trying to make it work. I was so dedicated to making it work. My daily schedule was pretty hectic. I would wake up, go to school would end. I would go straight to practice because I was heavily involved with sports all year round. And then I had after school club meetings as well. Then after practice and the club meetings, I would go home, do my school homework, eat dinner with family, then finally, what I was waiting for all day, I would finally work on my online business, affiliate marketing. I was learning as much as I could, taking action and trying to make it work. But guess what? It didn't work. Now, fast forward, my fiance Casey and I, we started embarking on some new business models, starting with stocks. So day trading penny stocks every single morning. And we both had full-time jobs. Then at night, we would literally be running around Walmart, Target, Ross, Marshalls, looking for products to resell on Amazon, which is known as retail arbitrage. And both of those failed. Sure, we made some money, but it just wasn't consistent, and it was super, super stressful. I remember this one night, Casey, he was so stressed and devastated. He was bent down on his knees in the middle of the aisle in one of the stores, his head in his hands, because just nothing was working for us. And it felt as though it was just easier to give up on this and continue at our 9-to-5 jobs than to keep going, trying to make our own online business work. And we have done all these business models on the screen, some more successfully than others, of course, but never to the extent where we did it consistently, which is needed to keep the business going and to never go back to your 9-to-5 job again, right? Now, even with Amazon FBA, as you can see, we were successful with it. This screenshot is $35,000 in about a month and a half. So we were making $35,000 per month, but look, it literally took us 6 months or so to get to that point. There were plenty of failed products before this. We lost a lot of money, a lot of inventory, lost a lot of time just trying to figure it out. Then finally, we started having some big months, like you see on the screen. The Amazon FBA was going to be it. Like we finally did it, right? And it was going to be really like our breakthrough moment, and everything was finally coming together, and it was only up from here. Boy, was I wrong. We started getting threatening letters from other sellers. We were getting fake bad reviews from other sellers. When you start making money with a product on Amazon, the other sellers are going to do all sorts of shady stuff, whatever it takes to take you down. One bad review and your whole Amazon business literally can be over, just like that. And I mean, how scary is that? Like literally one bad review and you're done making money with your Amazon business. I know this from firsthand, okay? I've been there, I've done that. It's super, super scary. You're always on the edge. Now, people are doing all these business models. I was one of them. I was listening to everyone saying it was so easy. All these gurus saying it's so easy. My business model is so easy. Just do product research, list the product, boom, make money. That's why we did it. But after months and months and months of trying, it just wasn't working. And I spoke with a bunch of others trying to get into these business models on the screen, and it wasn't working for them either. All these business models have a massive upfront cost that nobody talks about. They don't want you to know about it until you're too deep in, you're already invested into their course or their mentorship. But listen, I mean, I've been there, I've done that, okay? Every single business model on the screen right now, I've done. It's so risky having an upfront investment, especially if that's all you have. If you're putting your savings into it, that's not at all the way to do it, okay? You are investing in inventory that you aren't even 100% certain will sell. I've been stuck with inventory before. It's not fun. Stocks, you need money up front to trade, or you can't trade. And you can literally lose it all in seconds. I remember Casey, he lost like $1,000 in 5 seconds one morning when he was day trading on the stock market. And I mean, yeah, $1,000 in 5 seconds. How would you feel about that? He was pretty upset. I was pretty upset. It was not a good day. So go ahead and type a number 2 in the chat section. If you're on desktop, it's going to be on your right-hand side. Go ahead, type a number 2 in the chat section. If you have done or currently are doing one or more of these online businesses on the screen right now. I just want to see who here has tried some of these businesses that I have. So go ahead, type a number 2 in the chat if you have. So I got to thinking, instead of building my own drop shipping business, retail arbitrage business, affiliate marketing business, Amazon FBA business, etc., from scratch, which is a hell of a lot of work, especially as a complete beginner, I thought to myself, there must be an easier way to start an online business from home. Now, there are a lot of moving parts to having one of these businesses on the screen, on the last screen, to make it work and work profitably. Just to name a few, you need product research, product testing, finding a supplier, fulfillment, shipping, building a team, payment processors, chargebacks, customer service, customer experience, website design and optimization, Facebook, Instagram ads, Google ads, email marketing, growing the brand's social media accounts, influencer marketing. Guys, the list goes on. And these things are the things that gurus won't tell you about that go into these businesses. When I was starting with Amazon FBA, drop shipping, I didn't know I had to have email flows and customer support teams live on my website, paperwork for customs for my products to cross over from China, all these headaches, and I was a complete beginner. This was just over my head. They won't tell you about that stuff. So I got to thinking, I can just provide one of these services to businesses who already have all of that figured out, who already have the money to build the brand, and they can just pay me to do that one service for them every single month. And the most appealing one to me was paid traffic, Facebook and Instagram ads. They are literally the backbone of any online business. It's an online store, so they need online advertisement. It's a no-brainer. E-com is very, very high ticket, and e-com companies need paid advertisement on social media to generate more sales. That's how they get their traffic online. They are an online business. People can't just drive down the street and see their storefront. No, they don't have one. Their storefront is their website, Shopify. So I saw this huge opportunity and I went for it. I decided I was going to provide one major service to these online businesses. Now, I'm sure you've seen your fair share of these while scrolling down your Facebook and Instagram feed. Maybe you've even found like a really cool brand and you've purchased from them before. So I decided I was going to do these sponsored posts that you see on the screen, these Facebook and Instagram ads for my clients, for their e-com brands. I was going to do that to generate their business a lot more money. Along the way, it was going to make me a lot more money as well, because this service is so powerful and crucial for any brand that sells online. All right, so let's get right into it then. My way around the headache of drop shipping, Amazon FBA, having my own brand, etc., was SMMA, short for Social Media Marketing Agency. This is my online business. Just for some social proof, so I am in fact a real person and all. This is my Instagram account at Mariah Miller. Here's my YouTube channel. Now, I want to give you some proof of my online business so you know that I am successful with it. These are just some screenshots of my client retainers coming in. My online business is at a point where we're bringing in a minimum of $20,000 into my bank account every single month now. And we got it to $20,000 minimum in a monthly client retainers after only about 4 months of me starting this online business. So it grew pretty quickly. This is not a business model that takes a lot of time and a lot of money to get going. But let me just stop right here. Never trust screenshots, okay? Let me go ahead and actually log into and pull up my Stripe and my PayPal accounts and show you my actual numbers the past year for my online business. And I'm just gonna go ahead and refresh so that way these are legit numbers, because there's a trick around that. So make sure you ask people to refresh their page so you can see the real numbers. Okay, so here is my Stripe account for my agency, Kasaya Media, and here's my PayPal account. Let me refresh it for you. Oh, let me sign back in. All right, there you go. So this is refresh PayPal account, refreshed Stripe account. Now we have made well over $200,000 in my agency this past year, which by the way was the very first year in business for Kasaya Media, which is my agency. So the very first year in business, we pulled over $200,000 into the agency. But Stripe and PayPal, they do not account for bank wire deposits from clients. So for example, this is one from just last month, December. I just took a screenshot of it because I'm not gonna pull up my bank account and show you guys. That's just a little too weird and personal for me, and I don't wanna get hacked or anything. And the reason why we do some bank wire deposits is so we don't get hit with a massive Stripe or PayPal fee. Now, I don't say all these things to toot my own horn or boost my ego or anything. I just want to let you know that I know a thing or two about this online business that I'm going to be talking to you about today. And well, a lot of other people find my content and advice valuable and have been able to do the same as me because they've learned from me. Jabron, he's doing $8,000 per month, and get this, he's enrolled full-time in college, and even better, he lives in Africa. Yes, you heard me right, Africa. This business model literally works from anywhere. Like I said, he's doing $8,000 per month, and that's at the time of this screenshot. He's doing more now. He's been inside my program for only 2.5 months. One client alone is paying Adam $7,000 per month. Just one client is paying him $7,000 per month. And he does all this from home. No prior experience, no college degree. Skyler, he was a struggling digital nomad. He was a freelancer picking up low-paying jobs online. Now, he did write a massive case study and review, so I'll just sum it up for you. He took like 5 or 6 big-name programs before he came across me, and he didn't find success with any of those big-name courses. So when he joined my program and became a student of mine, his agency was literally making $0 per month, and within only a few months, his screenshot is from, October 1st, 2019 to December 13th, 2019. So 2.5 months, give or take. So in 2.5 months, he pulled in $16,000 to his agency. $16,000 in 2.5 months. Okay? And he is getting his clients awesome results. These clients are staying with him long term because his results are amazing. Now, these people that you're seeing, they were in the same place as you. They attended my free event. They took, as many notes as they could during the free event. They got the free bonus checklist. And some of these, they actually went even further and they joined my program, my mentorship. But I don't want you to worry about that right now, because what I've done is, that mentorship, it's not even available right now, okay? I'm not even open for enrollment. Today, I've just taken the cliff notes from what we've seen that has gotten people the best results, and we're going to share them with you here today. So, I just want to get straight to the things that have gotten them all the results and pass all that BS fluff. All right, here's some more, and someone asking for course recommendations inside a private Facebook group. Then you see Josh Gavin at the bottom giving his feedback. Some of you actually might know him. He's amazing at copywriting. He's an awesome business owner, and he's only a teenager. Okay, now I'm not going to sit here for long just showing you every single result. I don't want to drag it out too long. You guys get the point. I have a lot of students getting a lot of results. Here's another one, 5K a month. And one client, okay? Now, how is this possible? How are normal people all over the world just like you and living in some places you probably never even heard of? How are they doing this? Well, it's simple. All the results you've seen, they've learned from my business partner, Casey, and they've implemented our step-by-step process. That's all it boils down to, really. And by the end of this event, you're going to know the same exact process that I use and all these students use to get results. We've had the honor to share, our knowledge with thousands of students online, and because of that, I've seen patterns and trends from the ones that get results. And I feel the best way to help you out in the fastest time frame as possible is to first explain the business model to you and then show you all the shortcuts and the patterns people have followed, narrow it down to the cliff notes, and just give it to you today on this event. And you'll be able to go out there and get results with the information that I present to you today. Now, a very important side note that I want to mention real quick, this event, it's not live. If you've been to these free trainings, free events, free webinars, whatever people call them nowadays, it's always changing. They always say it's live, or they act like it's live. It's not live. They're lying to you, okay? There's actually a trick. If you go to your browser settings, you can speed up the webinar because, like I said, it's pre-recorded. They just say it's live. You guys are probably just meeting me for the first, second, maybe third time, right? So I'm not trying to start off our relationship based on a lie. That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. And I mean, let's face it, I am the owner of multiple six-figure businesses. I don't have time to sit here every single day at every single hour to do a new live event for a new audience. I'm sure you're busy too, so you can understand that. So I'm going to put my all into this event for you here today, and then I'm going to leave it up for replay over and over again rather than doing a new live over and over again. And listen, this is not going to be some 3-hour sales pitch. When I first started, I was sitting on the other end of the screen at webinars and free trainings, and they all sucked. They all were the same. They never taught me anything of value that I could actually leave the event with and start implementing. So today, I am actually going to teach you the most important steps for you to take to get started. So I've achieved the quote-unquote dream. And listen, I could sit here and talk to you about my life and my $100,000 car, but that's what everyone does on these free trainings, these free events, free webinars. But you didn't come here for that, right? At least I hope you didn't. Literally, yes, I can work from anywhere as long as I have my laptop and Wi-Fi. So yeah, you could say I achieved the quote-unquote dream. And all these people online, they keep asking me how I'm doing this. What even am I doing, and how can they do it too? And I was once in that same exact position. I was willing to do anything to create my life of freedom, joy, and passion. So what I've done, I've created something that is templatable. So I want to narrow it down to the information that you really, really need, because now that I am successful with it, I know all the ins and the outs of it. So I can really speed up your success just by teaching you what to focus on and what you should skip. So this will really speed up your success rather than if you went at this alone. I constantly see people online not getting the results that they want, and they keep going in all these different directions, right? Trying to do different things that just don't make any sense. Kind of like me back in the day when I showed you all those business models that I was doing. And I know that they aren't going to work. And it's painful for me to watch it because I was once in that same place, right? But listen, I finally found a way out of that continuous loop and I found something to work. So what I decided to do is put together this event because frankly, so many people have been asking me about it. And honestly, yes, there is a little financial incentive for me because a lot of people end up wanting to get into my one-on-one private mentorship later down the road once they have a profitable online business themselves and they want to scale even more. So yeah, if I can get this out there, go and share this information with some new people and they can go and get results, well, then in the future, they want to do business with me in various sorts of ways. Look, the way I got started, it was so hard and challenging. It was a complete mess because I had to find out everything on my own from scratch. I wasted a lot of time, energy, and money trying to learn it all on my own. I do not suggest you to follow in my footsteps on that. That was literally my biggest regret, okay? But with this event, I've definitely made it easy for you, so you don't even have to worry about that. That is why I'm here today, to help speed up your success, to be someone that you can look up to for advice and learn from. This is one of the best quotes out there. And when I was first starting out, I wish I saw this quote sooner or somebody told me about this. It's from Otto von Bismarck. Any fool can learn from their own mistakes. The wise one learns from the mistakes of others. I created a repeatable system that you're going to be able to use and start getting results with right away if you follow. It's a step-by-step template, okay? So it's so easy for me to pass this information along, and I've seen so many people get results with it. It would just be a shame to not share it with other people. That would be me just being greedy and keeping it to myself. Listen, all I'm focused on right now is teaching you, giving you value on this event as I promised, and helping you get results, okay? Now, as I said, I'm the owner of an online business creating 6 figures that I built from home in the span of only a few months with no investment at all and no fancy college degree. I actually did 2 years before I dropped out of college, but it was just a general AA degree because I had no clue what I was going to college for. I was just going. And yeah, just all the other negative stuff people tell you that comes with starting a business, it doesn't have to be like that. And it wasn't like that for me. That's the old way. I'm here to teach you the new way. And this is all based on a literal repeatable checklist system that you're going to leave with here today if you hang out with me till the end of this event. The checklist is going to be emailed to you once you make it to the end of the event. And the checklist bonus that you're going to get, it's so awesome because it's repeatable. You can go down the list and implement it step by step, and it works. And all the people here that I've showed you already, and I will show you, they all got their results from the same checklist that you're going to receive. And most importantly, I was not a guru. I know most people, they look up to the God, the GOAT, the guru, but listen, I wasn't one. I didn't have a massive following like my competitors. I didn't have a ton of connections with people who could link me to so-and-so. It wasn't just handed to me, guys. I'm literally just your average girl from Florida, from an average family. I never knew my biological father. I grew up with a single mom. A stepdad eventually came into my life for a while, but then my mom and stepdad got divorced, and so on. So there's nothing different or special about me that gave me the upper hand compared to you. I just took action. And if you can't attend this full event, completely free, might I add, that I literally designed to help you, then you might as well just leave right now because you need to stick around for the whole event or you will leave with missing pieces and wonder why it's not working for you. I see people do this all the time. The ones who leave halfway through because they think they have enough information or they got what they came here for, they never succeed. And like I mentioned, this is all based on a literal, repeatable checklist system that you're going to receive here today if you hang out with me to the end of this event. Now, like I said earlier, I could sit here and talk to you about my life, my awesome apartment in Los Angeles, my really cool network of friends, all the cool places I've traveled to, all the really cool experiences I've had. I could talk to you about my $100,000 car and all the hard work it took me to get it. But I mean, hey, if you really want to learn more about me and my life, just go find me on Instagram or something. You didn't come to this free event for that stuff. At least, I hope not. If so, you're definitely at the wrong event. There are a lot of other entrepreneurs out there who will waste an hour or 2 or 3 of your time on some BS event where they just talk about themselves the whole time and they never actually teach you anything. I'm not going to be one of those people, okay? I'm going to keep this as short and straight to the point as possible. So let's go over what you're going to learn here today during this event. So first, I'm going to explain the online business model that I used to make 6 figures per year from home with no upfront costs, no experience, and no fancy college degree. Then I'm going to teach you how to successfully start the business model as a complete beginner. I'm going to give you the very first steps that you need to take to get this online business going. So I'm not just teaching you about the business model. That's just going to open you up to a new business model, right? I'm actually going to teach you how to get started with this business model. Okay, now all those pictures you just saw of my life, it wasn't always like that. I grew up with a single mother and a grandma and grandpa who played a very big role in my upbringing as well. I didn't come from a wealthy family. My family worked very hard for everything they had, even if it meant working hard and still living paycheck to paycheck. Nothing was just handed to me or my family. No one in my family had any sort of college degree. I was actually the first one to have some sort of college on my resume. And my family, they worked 9-to-5 jobs their whole lives to provide for the family and pay bills, just living paycheck to paycheck. That's it. And before I started with this online business, SMMA, this is what I looked like. Well, actually, this is what I look like. I was one person trying to do it all, trying to duplicate myself and do everything. I was just spreading myself way too thin. I wasn't concentrating and I wasn't focusing on one main thing at a time. I was a mess. And it was not easy like everyone makes it seem. It was hard. Why? Well, the main reason was that I was a complete beginner and I was trying to teach myself how to do this new thing that I knew absolutely nothing about. I was self-taught as something I knew nothing about. It's insane, right? Absolute worst decision in my entrepreneur journey ever, period. But like I mentioned already, with this event, I've definitely made it easy for you. I'm going to keep it as straight to the point as possible to get you going in the right direction. And during this time of me struggling and desperately trying to figure something out online to escape the rat race of having a 9-to-5 job, going to college, etc., I was working full-time at a local Nissan dealership. That's actually me in the picture pulling up in a GTR that I just sold to someone. Which, I mean, I was smiling pretty big in this picture, even though I hated my job. But I was smiling pretty big because I got to drive a GTR, which is pretty ironic because I used to sell GTRs to successful people, and I always wondered how they could ever afford one of these. Now I have a GTR myself, and I never stress about affording it. Anyway, I absolutely hated the environment of working at this dealership. It was pretty much just... It was a mess, and I was the only sales girl who ever stuck around. I was surrounded by a bunch of sleazy sales guys. Not all of them were, but definitely the majority. And I was working 12, 13, sometimes even 14-hour days. It was an absolute living nightmare, and I hated it so much. I remember this one night. It was after like a 14-hour day. I think it was like 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. I was running around all day, no break that day. I was getting yelled at by the arrogant guys behind the desk for absolutely no reason. He was just bored because he didn't move all day long. And I just had enough of it. I was finally on my way home. It was like 11 p.m. at night, and I just couldn't hold the pain and the emotion in any longer. And Niagara Falls just started falling down my face. I couldn't take it anymore, and it seemed like nothing was working for my own online businesses. And of course, I hadn't ate all day. I was starving. I forgot my lunch in the fridge back at the dealership. I didn't want to go back there. And I couldn't swipe my debit card because I didn't even have enough money on there to eat some cheap fast food. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, but Mariah, you just sold a GTR. That's easily a $100,000 plus car. Well, yes, it is, but you don't get paid that day. And when you do get paid, these dealerships, they're just like any other business. They're not in business to make your pockets heavy. They're in business to make their pockets heavy. I barely got any commission from selling this GTR. Nothing even close to how much I brought the dealership. So yeah, in short, I was broke and I was miserable. I just wanted to pay my damn rent and be able to afford to eat, but I could barely do that. I was finding myself just scraping by and getting into that continuous loop like my family had always been on, paycheck to paycheck. I'm sure most of you have felt that way before, or maybe even feeling that way right now. You know what? Just go ahead, put a number 2 in the chat if you have ever felt that way before or even feeling that way right now. Your current situation is literally causing you that pain that I was feeling when I was working at the dealership. And don't be shy, own up to it. Don't leave me hanging here on my own. I know for a fact that I'm not the only one who has felt like this before. So go ahead and smash the number 2. Just go ahead and take some anger out on that number 2 key. Just don't break it. And I was stuck scraping desperately for a way out of my current situation. I wanted stability and comfort, just a stress-free life. I wanted just to be able to pay my bills without worrying about being late or being broke after paying the bills. I wanted to just be able to afford to get my family some random gifts every now and then just because, or take them out for a nice dinner just because. I wanted to be able to go buy me some new clothes or new shoes just because. And I wanted to do all of that without worrying about breaking the bank. Everyone told me that I needed to take the so-called right, safe, and proven way of life. It's what everyone expected of me after I graduated high school. I mean, everyone just assumes that you're going to do it, right? Your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, your friends' parents. Get good grades, then go to a good college and get a degree. Then you're in debt because of college and now you owe thousands of dollars. Then you need to find a job, which, spoiler alert, you probably won't even be in the field that you paid all that money to be in. Now you're stuck at a 9-to-5 job that you hate. You may get married, have some kids, and you're stuck in this constant loop of work, pay bills, chasing money your whole life, like the guy in the picture. You're looking forward to the weekends, you're dreading Mondays, and you're waiting for your vacation days to add up so you can take a little vacation. This right here, this is the scary way of life, my friends. This is not the quote-unquote right, safe, and proven way of life. This is the scary life that literally the majority of people fall into. It's the rat race. It's a trap. I was going down this path. I had the same exact issues and problems that I'm sure a lot of you are facing right now. Do you have anyone in your family telling you to take this path? Or maybe doubting you to do otherwise, doubting you to start your own business? Go ahead, give me another number 2 in the chat if you can relate. This right here, this was me and Casey. I had everyone expecting me to follow this path. We almost actually fell into the trap and almost gave up on our dreams and our business. Fortunately, we didn't, and I'm so happy we didn't give up and, get stuck on this path. And I don't know about you, but I did not want to be a part of this. This path, this life right here, it scared the crap out of me. This path is actually hell disguised. This whole thing that everyone was telling me to do, that society makes you believe is the right way, it's actually hell. This is the 1930s way of life, and that path doesn't work anymore. Guys, we're in 2020 now. This path, this way of life, it's outdated and it does not work anymore. I tried it firsthand and I see my family stuck in it, my friends stuck in it. It's a machine, okay? Everyone told me I had to do this. It's kind of just what everyone expects of you, right? You go to school, you go to work, then you can have and support your family, well, maybe, and everything, it's supposed to be great. It's a machine that people get stuck in. But listen, it doesn't. It's not great. You graduate from college with a very, very overpriced piece of paper. You think you're going to have this awesome big-time job, right? Then you get knocked down by the job with all the bills and all the responsibilities. It's not fun. I can guarantee you know someone, maybe even someone very close to you, or maybe even yourself, who chose this path, the so-called right, safe, proven path. They had all these big dreams and plans, and they totally got beat up by it, just like in the picture. Then, just like everyone else, you don't get that dream job that you wanted. You get what you get, and you get placed in the machine with the job that you hate. You end up struggling to find a good job, let alone any job in your field that you paid all that money for. So you just have to accept a job working for, well, this guy. And guess what? This guy, let's call him Bill, he never even went to college. Yet the ones who go to college end up working for Bill. And the outcome, you end up trading 72% of your life making Bill rich. 72% of your life is dedicated to this guy. And you go to bed not looking forward to tomorrow, but the constant paycheck it's worth it, right? Maybe you just give it a few more years and then you'll have your happily ever after. So listen, the cold hard reality that nobody likes to talk about or even listen to, after living expenses, everything left over just goes to paying off debt. And Bill, he gets rich, not his employees. People were constantly on the cutting block because the machine, it serves Bill. And what people don't realize is that you don't work to make more money. You're actually working to pay off more debt. And you realize eventually there's not going to be a happily ever after. I realized the future, if I stayed in that machine on this path, it was going to be nothing but pain. The machine that was supposed to be the risk-free route, the safe and proven route, it was actually risk-free. It took all the risk away from me. I automatically lost by choosing that path, being stuck in that machine. Even if I played it to the absolute best of my ability, I was still going to lose. It's a guaranteed lose. There is absolutely no way to win, period. So I might as well change, right? And most importantly, listen, I wasn't asking to become a millionaire or a billionaire. I was just wanting to wake up happy and not out of fear. I sat there every day stressing about bills, shamed, and I was getting zero fulfillment out of what I was doing. I had reached my breaking point. Enough was enough. I realized that my current situation, the path that I was going down, the machine that I was stuck in, the reward for my current way of life was eternal hell. And I got to thinking there must be a better way. When I actually sat down to think about what I wanted in life, which was fulfillment, financial stability, freedom, choice, and to live life with passion and not out of fear, I realized that this machine right here, it wasn't taking me there. It was taking me here. It was just a trap to a dark tunnel that ultimately ends with darkness. Like I just said, there is a way out of this pain, and this right here is the way out. I, of course, thought to start my own business. One option was clearly better than the other because it allowed me to have all those things that I wanted: fulfillment, financial stability, freedom, choice, living life with passion and not out of fear. The benefits, they're all over here. A guaranteed loss is all over here with what I was already doing, stuck in this machine. So people think that this is the way to avoid risk and failure, the so-called safe, proven path. But this path actually guarantees ultimate failure. And this is my definition of ultimate failure: being trapped in the rat race, the 9-to-5 job, working to pay off college debt, working and staying paycheck to paycheck, waking up at 60, old and poor, struggling, unfulfilled, and full of regret. That is what ultimate failure is. And this machine, this path, it guarantees it. And people think if they just keep going down this road, following the path, and they stay in the so-called proven machine, they stay at their job, they are somehow going to avoid that. Well, listen, they're not. No amount of going down the wrong road is going to take you where you actually want to go. The further you go in the wrong direction, the further you are from where you want to go. It's simple. And I realized there was no reward for that 20, 30 years of suffering at a job that I hated. It's suffering met with ultimate failure at the end. And yes, entrepreneurship, having your own business, it's a struggle. But listen, I'd struggle either way. If I chose the machine or the business, it's a struggle either way. The only difference is if I choose the business, I'm going to reach the top eventually, get what I truly want, which is financial stability, fulfillment, freedom, choice, and to live life with passion and not out of fear. And it will be worth it at the end. So the longer I wait, the more guaranteed my ultimate failure is. If you are somewhere in your 20s, like me, you fall right around here for months that's passed by in red and months left to go in gray. This is all you have left, okay? When are you going to solve it? When are you going to get out of the machine, out of the trap? How long are you going to stay in pain for? How long until you change your beliefs and make a change and actually see the real way people are getting the things that they want out of life? And so I decided I was going to start my online business. Now, I'm sure you can only imagine some of the reactions from some family and friends. Skeptical, thought it was a joke, a phase, they were disappointed, coworkers were laughing at me, they were just depressed at the office and wanted everyone else to be sad too. And I thought to myself, all these people telling me not to start a business, that's like listening to an obese guy teach you how to lose weight. I wouldn't believe him because he can't lose weight himself, right? Why would I want to be trained by somebody like that? I wouldn't. And all these people, they're stuck in the machine. They're stuck on that so-called safe, proven path, working their 9-to-5 jobs. They are stuck in the place that I was so desperately trying to get out of. So why in the world would I listen to them? Why would I ever ask these people how to get out of the machine? They're still stuck in the machine. They have no idea how to get out of the machine. So this is where I was, and I wanted to get to freedom. But everyone told me that I was blocked from it because entrepreneurship, it takes a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of experience, and a lot of luck. But this was nonsense. I talked to a bunch of other entrepreneurs, and it was total BS. This is how people think it is. The machine, the so-called safe and proven path. College, debt, 40 to 100K in debt, work for 30 years, and then you finally get to freedom once you're old. It's like a detour to what you really want, which is freedom. Why would I do this when, I could just do this and get to freedom faster? Now, most people, they think that business is going to be super expensive, and they can't do that. I was one of those people, right? I didn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest into a business. If you look at McDonald's and Tropical Smoothie and businesses like that, yeah, they take a lot of hard costs, a lot of money to get going, but I don't do that. That's not what I do. What I do is I find a business that does not have those things, a large upfront investment just to get started. It requires a lot of time, tons of employees putting in hours, years of prior experience or a college degree or some sort of luck. It must be a rinse and repeat business that literally anyone can do that doesn't need a lot of those things to get going. And Elise, she didn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest in starting her business. She was a college student, she worked a 9-to-5 job, and she even had a baby. She didn't have any experience with business entrepreneurship at all. But listen, it worked for her because it's a rinse and repeat business that anyone can do. That doesn't need a lot of those things, time, money, luck. And Gibran, he was a totally broke college student in Africa. Do you think he had thousands of dollars laying around to start a business? No, but guess what? He didn't need it. And he's pulling in $8,000 per month. Well, at the time of the screenshot, he's actually closer to like 10K per month now. All because he found a business that doesn't need those things. And he was sitting exactly where you are right now, on the other side of the screen, when I showed him this. And he finally realized firsthand that he didn't have to take the detour to freedom. Sure, he went to college for a little bit, so did I. But he's about to drop out of college and continue to scale his business. He isn't going to waste 30, 40 years in this machine taking the detour to freedom. Now, success doesn't know what the hell age is. Humans associate success with age. Success doesn't associate itself with age. Now, everyone knows Bill Gates, right? I'm assuming. And yes, he is an old, successful, well-known person, how everyone thinks a successful person looks. But listen, I'm young. I'm in my early 20s. I'm successful. I didn't get stuck in the machine for 30, 40, 50 years before reaching freedom. Now, sure, I'm not a billionaire, but I don't need to be a billionaire to be successful and to get the things that I want out of life. And my good friend Han, right next to me in this picture, he is in his early 20s, and his online business, might I add that he runs from his home as well, generated $10 million in 2019 alone. And listen, he isn't a billionaire either, but he is successful. He's his own boss. He has all the things he wants out of life: fulfillment, financial stability, freedom, choice. He's living life with passion and not out of fear. So age is just a number. You don't need years of experience to escape the machine. All right, so all these businesses on the screen right now have something in common. They're all just middlemen, really. Airbnb themselves, they own no property, right? They have random people come on their platform and list their properties to connect to the people who need a place to rent. Uber and Lyft, they don't own cars. They connect drivers with people who need a ride. So the drivers use their own vehicles. Uber and Lyft, they don't provide them with vehicles. Postmates, the same thing. They don't pick up and deliver food. They have an app that is connecting delivery drivers to people who want food. Postmates doesn't go out and do it themselves. They just connect people. And same thing with Expedia. Expedia is huge. Expedia connects people looking for travel accommodation and flights, etc., with the hotels and the airlines. That's all it is connecting people. Turo, they don't rent out their own cars to people. They allow people to rent out their own cars to other people. Turo is just a platform to connect them. Even Amazon, guys, listen, Amazon is massive. Amazon has sellers like you and I. They buy inventory and they list it on their site to sell, and they take a cut from it. Amazon takes a cut from it. All these businesses, they literally just connect people with people for a service or a product that they want, and they take a cut from it. So let that sink in. That's all these businesses are, and they are massive businesses. They're household names, okay? Listen, it's basically the same thing for SMA. We'll talk about that in a bit. SMA is the weapon that I forged, but I didn't just do it right the first time and it was all rainbows and butterflies. It wasn't that easy, like all these gurus make it out to be. But basically, I discovered this solution, but the solution didn't automatically work because it needed some fine tuning. It needed some secret knowledge. I tried, I failed. I tried, I failed, and so on. And it was very bumpy at first. I was thinking, how can I get in contact with these owners of these businesses? How can I show them the value of Facebook ads and having me do them opposed to them doing them themselves? How can I make this as automated as possible? I need a system to make everything flow and make this a long-term legit business. Well, I took the leap of faith. I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not, but I took it. And there was a lot of errors that I made, a lot of wasted money, a lot of wasted time, and it wasn't consistent at all. There was success, but it wasn't consistent. And again, I wanted a long-term legit business that would be consistent. So I came across so many trial and error situations, but guess what? I documented every single thing and analyzed it. That way I knew what worked and what didn't work. Now, luckily for you, you get to bypass all that lengthy stuff. This helps speed up your success with SMA even faster than mine. You don't have to do all this from scratch like I had to. You get to learn from my mistakes, my trials and errors, and bypass those and just learn straight from my successes, what actually worked. You get to know what works and what you need to do instantly. That way you can skip everything else without all the trial and error that I had to do, the imagining that I had to do, the exploring and research I did, all the thinking and learning that I did. I took one for the team. I know. You're welcome. SMA lets me live life on my own terms. SMA gave me the freedom that I so desperately wanted, the fulfillment, the financial stability, the choice to do what I wanted when I wanted, and the ability to live life with passion and not fear. SMA was my escape out of the daunting machine, the so-called right, safe, and proven way to do life. SMA got me out of this, and it's gotten plenty of others out of this machine too. Now, I briefly showed you what SMA consists of. I run Facebook and Instagram ads just like these for e-commerce clients, and they pay big money to do so because we make them so much more in return. But in order to actually provide this service for clients, you have to first find these clients, right? And that's probably what you're wondering if you are a complete beginner to SMA, or maybe you're currently struggling with this if you already have a social media marketing agency. Now, you're going to be happy to hear this. I focus on what I like to call atypical outreach methods. These big names in SMA, they're teaching typical methods like cold calling, cold bulk emailing, door-to-door sales, in-person meetings with local businesses, the foot in the door method, etc., etc. To me, all of that is just a bit whack. It's a waste of time they're very typical, outdated, and not really effective methods. I don't do any of that personally within my own agency, so why on earth would I teach you that? If I don't do it myself and that's not what got me to success, why the hell would you want to learn it? You wouldn't, so I'm not going to. Now, one of the best ways to find e-commerce clients, like I do, is on Upwork. When you cold call or you cold email or go door to door or connect with them on LinkedIn and send them a message, you're reaching out to people who didn't ask you to reach out to them and pitch you your service. You're reaching out to people who didn't ask you to reach out to them and pitch your service. They didn't ask for you. You're just like, the phone call robot or solicitor. Nobody likes those people, so don't be that person. On Upwork, you only have one hurdle to get over, and that is making them understand why they should choose you, why they should work with you, because they're already willing to invest into your service. They are already over that first hurdle. They want you to reach out to them and pitch your service. They're literally posting a job for the service that you provide, saying, please, Mariah, pitch me your service. I'm ready to give you my money if you're the right fit. So you don't have to get them over the hurdle of understanding your service, why your service is valuable and super important, and why they should put money into it. If you cold call, cold bulk email, any of those typical methods that I just mentioned, then you have 2 hurdles to get over. With Upwork, you don't. You only have 1 hurdle to get over. They already want to invest into your service. Now, go ahead, write this down. On Upwork, I found the best keyword to search for these jobs is Facebook marketing. That's what the majority of potential clients who are posting on Upwork, who need help with Facebook ads, Instagram ads, paid traffic, that's what they're typing when they're creating their job listing. So make sure to use that keyword when searching for potential Facebook ad clients. Now, what does the perfect client look like? What should you be looking for when qualifying these potential clients? A good client looks something like this. They have a proven winning product or products already, which, spoiler alert, means they are not a startup. I'd stay away from those, okay? Run in the other direction. They are easy to get results for, and it takes minimal time and work to get these great results. Now, what does a bad client look like? Well, the complete opposite. No proven winning products, they're hard to get results for, and it takes max amounts of time and work. These are usually startups or desperate. So stay away from startups and struggling, desperate clients. It's a major headache, trust me. And if you don't trust me yet, just completely take me out of the picture and trust Ricardo, who heard it from my business partner, Casey. Ricardo, he DM'd me and said, I took one client that Casey told me not to take on, and it was a total disaster. Well, guess what? It's because of these reasons right here on the screen. Learn from my mistakes and my headaches. I've had my fair share of struggling and desperate clients. It's a total headache. Scratch that, it's a migraine. Stay away, okay? They've caused me so many headaches, so many migraines, okay? I actually just finished up with a case against one. Now, here are some important things to look for. I also know big names who teach SMA who say, if they're running ads, just move on to the next. Like, they teach if you're prospecting and you check out their Facebook page to see if they already have ads running, chances are they're going to be a hard close. That's total BS, guys. They will be an easy close, just like the whole Upwork thing. Businesses on there are already over the first hump. If they're already running Facebook ads, they already are over that first hump and they're already willing to invest money into your service. They already know the value behind Facebook ads. It's literally the perfect potential client, guys. Okay? So if they're running Facebook ads, don't listen to all these other people teaching you to run away. That's like the perfect potential client, okay? If they're running Facebook ads already. It's just like the Upwork thing, okay? They're already over that first hurdle. All my best clients, they were already running ads before they were onboarded into my agency, okay? Let that sink in and make sure you remember that. All right, next, I'm going to talk about getting high-ticket clients into your agency. I always see and hear about people closing $500 clients, $1,000 clients, $1,500 clients. That's super low ticket, guys. If you're a freelancer and you're cool with making an extra $500 to $1,000 per month, okay, that's fine. But I'm guessing you're here at this event with me because you don't want to settle for that. You want to escape the machine and get out of those things, that trap, that path. You want to get out of there and you want to get to those things that you truly desire to have. You want, bigger and better opportunities. And guess what? They're out there. I mean, I just showed you, I have clients who pay me $4,000 per month, $5,000 per month, even $7,000 per month, reoccurring monthly retainers just from one client. Not even including commissions on top of that. You don't need to settle for those small clients when you can sign clients just like these as well. Now, how do we not settle for small clients? Well, in order to easily sign high-ticket clients into your agency, you need to be a master at a specific niche. And if you're new to hearing the word niche, a niche is relating to products, services, or interests that appeal to a small, specialized section of the population. So, examples of the most popular niches surrounding like SMA include restaurants, gyms, spas, car dealerships, dentists, real estate agents, etc., etc. Those are like the most popular niches. And guess what? Those are all local business niches, right? So this is the best way that I can put it. If your niche had tiers, we want to be the black belt of that niche. You want to become proficient in it. And at the beginning, don't focus on just one niche. I know a lot of big names in SMA, they'll tell you that. Don't do it, okay? And I'll explain why. So say your parents gave you your first ever ice cream cone and it was vanilla. And they said that's the only flavor of ice cream you can ever try. How the hell are you supposed to know what chocolate tastes like or strawberry or cookie dough? You won't. And that's why we need to try different niches. See what you like, see what you're good at. Then you can worry about focusing on just one in order to scale your agency and sign more high-ticket clients effortlessly. We want to be known at providing excellent results for that niche. We need to know the ins and the outs of that niche, who the target audience is, know that niche's language and speak their language fluently, know that niche's pain points, know where that niche thrives. All these details compiled helps you master a niche. And once you dominate a niche, it's copy-paste for any client that comes from within that niche afterwards. So you'll go have a strategy session and you'll for that niche, of course, and you're going to know that strategy off the top of your head. Now, just a little side note here, for high ticket clients, I do recommend e-com and info product niche. It's very, very high ticket. Like I said, that's the niche that my agency specializes in. I have worked with some local businesses such as gyms in the past. It's not as high ticket, although if you become known for providing gyms with excellent results and you have gyms knocking on your door instead of vice versa, then of course you can charge a bit more. But it takes a lot of time. You have to build your personal brand. It helps as well. Regardless, I suggest e-com and info products. Some local businesses that are known to be a bit more high ticket than others is real estate agents, chiropractors, dealerships. But yeah, if I had to pick one, I choose e-com, no doubt. And that's what I focus on within my agency, and that's what I focus on teaching my students as well. So the $1 million question I'm sure you are asking yourself is, how am I supposed to have the credibility to charge high ticket prices if I have no experience, no results, or no case studies? The goal is that you're the business owner, not a freelancer. You need to be working on the business, not in the business. So let's dive a little deeper into this. Now, this is one of my biggest tips I probably give my students ever. It's something very unique. I've never heard anyone teaching or talking about this before me. And when I first started SMA, nobody taught me this either because, well, nobody really thinks of it, I guess. I've only spoke publicly about it once before during an interview. You might have heard of him. It's Trey Cockrum. A while back on his YouTube channel, I had an interview. And during the interview, I was explaining this method. And he was just wowed by it. So, he said he never thought of it like that before. My biggest tip to my students, especially for beginners, is to build a badass team before you start prospecting and outreaching, or while you're doing it, to potential clients. You need to be able to have a badass team in place, and your team is a part of this system that's it's like a piece that helps make everything flow smoothly in the right direction. So if you're focusing on e-com clients, then your team member needs to be an expert at providing e-com clients with sales via Facebook and Instagram ads, not lead gen, which is for local businesses. Local businesses, their ads are super easy. E-com is where the real advanced Facebook ad strats come into play. Now, if you have a team in place before you start prospecting and outreaching, or even while you are doing it, and you are a beginner, this method will help you achieve a couple different things. The biggest thing is confidence. When you go into meetings with potential clients, you know that if you sign that client right away, you have someone who the work can be handed off to right away, and the work can get started right away by someone who is an expert at generating results for those types of clients that you just signed. They're already in good hands right off the bat. Rather than signing a new client, dealing with onboarding that new client, at the same time, you are trying to find a team member to do the service delivery for that new client, the interviewing process of those potential new team members and all, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time to find the right person to bring onto your team. If you wait to the last minute to build your team, it's going to be the biggest headache you're going to ever have. You're going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off, okay? Get it out of the way before you sign your first client. Plus, if you are a complete beginner and your plan is to sign a new client and then learn how to do Facebook ads with that client's ad spend, it's going to be a complete disaster. You're going to be wasting your client's money. They're going to be pissed off because you're not getting them results, and they're going to leave you and come to someone like me who knows what they're doing and has their shit together. So please don't do that. Don't think that you can learn Facebook ads for e-com as you go with your client's money. Don't do it. It's going to be a complete disaster. Both of these ways that I just mentioned, waiting to find team members till after you sign a client or planning on learning Facebook ads as you go with the client's ad spend money, those are the absolute wrong way about going with this, okay? So if that's something that you're doing right now or you plan on doing, take my expert advice. Please don't do it. I've seen too many of my students think that, they are an exception and they can do it, and they can't. They always come back to me and tell me that it didn't work out. They end up, messing it up and losing the client. Client retention is super important. You want to keep these clients long term. You don't want to lose, those monthly client retainers that come in. So build your team first. Trust me, it's my biggest piece of advice for beginners who know nothing about Facebook ads. Now that you have your team in place, you don't have to stress about what you're going to do if a potential client says that 3-letter word to you. Yes, let's get started. So it's less stress on your end. And another benefit, once you have your team in place, you should be leveraging your team's results. Okay, so me and my business partner, Casey, we knew Facebook ads long before having our marketing agency and helping other businesses with their brands. But maybe you're a complete beginner and you personally never have done any Facebook ads, or you don't feel you're that great at Facebook ads yet. That's completely fine, okay? You don't need to know how to do the service yet. But listen to this, because you have your team in place of experts, your team's results now become yours for your agency. You can leverage their results, show their results during discovery meetings, and it's going to help you sign new clients. And your team they're going to be more than happy to share their results with you, because you are going to be closing more clients, which leads to you passing on more work to them. It's a win-win for everyone. And this is like the biggest objection that I always get, people hitting me up in my DMs about. They're beginners, they know nothing about Facebook ads or even managing accounts. Okay, well, I just demolished that objection. That's no longer an excuse. That is what having a business is all about. This is how you separate yourself from being a freelancer. This is exactly how you make the transition from being a freelancer to being an agency owner, a CEO, a founder, whatever head title that you want to use. And one last thing, another benefit of having a team in place is that it will help you scale. If you're doing everything on your own, the prospecting, the outreach, the follow-ups, the meetings, the onboarding, the service delivery, the communication, and so on, you're spreading yourself way too thin and you're preventing your agency from scaling. And when I say scaling, I mean growing, like increasing your monthly revenue, having better systems of automation in place, things like that. You'd be spreading yourself way too thin, and you're going to be looking how I used to look as a struggling entrepreneur. Remember this? Don't let this be you, okay? So yeah, this is why having a team in place is so crucial to your agency's success. You cannot and should not do this alone. Do it the correct way. Set your agency up for the future by building a team, which will help you scale a lot more efficiently and a lot more faster than doing it alone. And the best part is, if you don't know the service yet, you don't know how to do Facebook ads yet, you can still learn the service through your team member. It's actually even better because it's more hands-on training from an expert. You get to learn through your team member. It's really cool. So let's talk about where we can find a badass team. Now, there are Facebook groups for everything, literally. Make sure to join active groups. You don't want to get into a group who hasn't posted in a few months, so make sure to look for that. Make sure they're, new post every day. I'd say at least 1K members. And my biggest suggestion for you to start with is add buyer job boards. That's a good place to start. So go ahead and request to join that group, and then that's where you can make a post. Just make a short post that you're looking for a media buyer to manage client Facebook ads, whatever the service that you're going to provide. You can find very talented individuals inside these groups. It's the best way to find these team members for your agency. It might take a little bit of time because you want to find that perfect one, but it's definitely the best place. I don't suggest finding one on Upwork. Now let's go ahead and talk about the interviewing process. Now, before you even interview these contractors, and by the way, a contractor is basically a freelancer who is an expert at a specific service. In terms of Facebook ads and the whole e-com space, we call them media buyers. So a contractor is a freelancer who is a media buyer. Okay, it all means the same. Now, before you even start the interviews with these contractors, you want to send them through a screening process so you don't waste your time on a call with them if they're not qualified. And to do so, you're going to want to send all applicants through a screening process, a questionnaire, and I suggest you could use Typeform, Google Form, or Google Doc. Typeform is actually a paid version, so if you're a beginner, don't get that yet. You'll do perfectly fine with just a Google Form or Google Doc. And next, you're going to want to get to know them. So you're going to hop on a call with them, preferably face-to-face via Zoom or Skype, before you choose to make them part of your team. Okay, so you must do this. You must get to know them. It must click, and it must be a very good match for you. And finally, you're going to want to set clearly defined expectations, communication, work tasks, payment, work days, etc. Okay, make sure to set clearly defined expectations before bringing them onto your team. Okay, I need to take a deep breath. All right, so are you enjoying this event so far? I hope you are. I hope you're having a very good experience here with me, and I hope that this has been a very unique free training event for you, and you're actually learning a few new things. I always appreciate any feedback, so if you care to share, just go ahead and write in the chat. Also, I'm sure you have a question or two by now, whether about the business model in general, about building a team, about finding clients, etc., etc. So this is the time where you need to ask me those questions. Go ahead, type it in the chat, and I'm going to message you and respond later, okay? Now, all the messages that you put in the chat, nobody can see those except me, because again, this is not live. So go ahead, type it in the chat, and I'll message you back later. And as you know, this free training event, it's just the top part of the glacier. This is not me giving you 100% of my secrets away, because while obviously I can only fit so much into this one video, there's so much more that I've learned and implemented into my own agencies that I can teach you. So let's just go ahead and talk about what we've covered so far. SMMA, the business model, the service provided, a unique way to find clients, attributes of the perfect client, how to focus on and onboard high-ticket clients into your agency, examples of niches, becoming a master of your niche, building a team first, the benefits of having a team in place, leveraging your team's results, where to find really great team members, the interview process to qualify team members. I mean, we've covered a lot, and this training is already getting long as it is. I told you I want to keep it short and straight to the point as possible. I want to give you what you need to start implementing the first steps to take action in the right way. And I think I've accomplished it pretty well. If I give you, more advanced knowledge that you don't really need yet to just get started signing new clients and making money, you're going to be all over the place. It would be information overload. And that's usually why people quit and give up. They're listening to too many people teaching too many different things at once, and they don't know where to start. I just went over everything you need to start. Okay, you don't need to go to YouTube after this. You don't need to go on another free training event. This is the best one out there, no question about it. I've literally given you everything you need to start. Okay, so we've covered a lot, but it all boils down to this simple rinse and repeat system. At this point, it's just a rinse and repeat system. It's simple. There are, these on the screen. These are the most important aspects to get rolling. outreach to find new potential clients, discovery meetings to see if they're a good fit to work with you, onboard them into your ecosystem, your agency, and then the service delivery begins by your Facebook ad specialist. And you do this over and over again. It's simple. Outreach, meeting, onboard, and then you pass the work on to your team member. Okay? It's just rinse and repeat. Now, I want to ask you a question. How would your life change if you were one of my students? Getting up when you want, working when you want, and where you want, making as much money as you want, and doing what you want. How would your life change? Maybe you could quit your 9-to-5 job, leave college, have freedom, financial stability, and, freedom, choice, passion. What would you do? What do you truly desire out of life? You can go ahead and skip the hard part, the time-consuming for no reason part, the wasted money part, the lost opportunity part. Just skip it. That's what my journey consisted of in the beginning. This is an accurate representation of my emotions and my journey. And my journey now that I've discovered this system is a lot more smooth and I'm a lot more happy. That's what matters most. And is it 30 days simple? Can you find a Facebook ad specialist to join your team within 30 days? Yes, you can. Can you easily find potential clients to reach out to in the next 30 days? Yes, you can. Can you schedule calls in the next 30 days to see if these potential clients qualify to work with you? Yes, you can. Can you send them an electronic agreement and invoice them to onboard them into your agency? Yes, you can. Plus, all the softwares I use for this, it's free. You can create an account right now. In fact, not only is this 30 days simple, it 100% can be 5 days simple, but only if you do it correctly, if you have the weapon, the system that I created. Look at this. He landed a meeting within only 10 days of being one of my students. And Jeremy, he landed his first meeting in only a few days of starting. If you do have it, it's like a push button results machine. And that's exactly what all these people did. $7,000 client. One client pays them $7,000. $8,000 per month. Skylar has 5 clients charging them all $5,000 plus per month. They all have me as their mentor and have the opportunity to finally reach a 6-7 figure income. And listen, they just push the button to get the weapon, the proven system, the A to Z training. Okay? And it saved them the time and the headache of doing it all on their own. How can you teach yourself something new that you don't even know? That's what I did when I first started, and it was my worst choice ever. It makes no sense whatsoever, and it wastes a lot of time and money. Why do that? Why not just skip the hard part and get to the good part sooner? That's exactly what Layla did, and she lives in Germany, and she did it. She was struggling at first, but she pushed the button, and within 10 days of being my student, she closed her very first client. After all that struggling, once she finally decided to push the button and get help from somebody already successful, she signed her first client. And she wishes she pushed the button a lot sooner. This right here, this is the rinse and repeat system, guys. You're looking right at it. This is where all those results you just saw came from. It's super simple, rinse and repeat system. Wouldn't you agree? Let me know in the chat what you think. How many more red blocks until this is solved for you? How much time have you spent on Earth trapped in the machine? How much time do you have left to escape? Not that much. It goes by fast. Now, one day you're 17 and you're planning for someday. And then quietly, without ever really noticing, someday is really today. And then someday is yesterday, and so on. And this is your life, just slipping from under you without you noticing it's happening until it's too late. Guys, don't wait till someday. Start now. The people who leave here today saying someday, I guarantee will never change. The people who leave here today taking action and starting today will be on the road to success, happiness, freedom, financial freedom very, very soon. So which one do you want to be? Now, SMA changed my life forever. I know I will never have to go back to a 9-to-5 job that I dread and, have a boss for the rest of my life. I'm my own boss. I know I will be able to support my family, my mom, my little sister, my grandparents, and also my future family without them ever having to worry about money or see their parents stress over money. And I finally feel like I have full control over my life and my future. I have a sense of direction. Now, I want you to imagine how SMA could change your life. Imagine yourself in, 6-12 months from now. That's being conservative too, because like I showed you earlier, I have students who joined my program when it first launched. And within 2.5 months, they were already making $6,000 per month, some even $8,000 per month. But yeah, let's just say 6 to 12 months, okay? I don't know your current situation, so you need to imagine this yourself. But maybe you're gonna quit your 9-to-5 job that you dread. Maybe you go from making $2,000 per month to making $10,000 per month or $15,000 per month. Maybe you finally take that trip of a lifetime that you've been dreaming about forever. That was me. The first tattoo that I ever got was Wanderlust, which means a strong desire to travel. I finally was able to travel because I didn't have a 9-to-5 job. I didn't have to get my travel approved or save up vacation days. I can literally take a trip to Bali tomorrow if I wanted. Maybe you want to help support your family. Maybe they're going through a hard time right now. Maybe you have debt you want to pay off. Maybe you just want to buy some new stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Buy some new things, support your hobby, etc., etc. Whatever it is, it's possible to be doing that in the next few months if you were to become one of my students. And this business model is very simple, okay? It doesn't require any upfront cost, no previous digital or local marketing experience, no sales experience, no business entrepreneurship experience either, and it doesn't require a ton of time, okay? Really, all you need is a laptop and Wi-Fi from home, a coffee shop, Starbucks, whatever. So, are you ready to start or scale your social media marketing agency? Look, I've given you everything I can on this call. The last step to progress further is simply just to take action. And you have two options. Option one, you can go out there with no guidance, go at it alone, throw away thousands of dollars, spend 1 to 2 years just trying to figure it out and continue on the same path that you've been on. Or option two, save yourself the time and the headache, learn from a proven system, learn from an expert. You get me as your mentor and Casey as your mentor. So you get two mentors and you have the opportunity to finally reach a 6 or 7 figure income all from your house. Which option sounds best to you? Option 2 sounds best to me. Go ahead and type the number 2 in the chat if you agree with me. Now look, I've given you everything I can on this call. I've given you the cliff notes to speed up your learning a bit. I've given you the overview of it all. My question to you is if you'd like all the notes, the checklist, not just that, but me and Casey looking over your shoulder, giving you guidance and being supported by an entire community that we've built. How would your life be different if you had that? My exact systems, my exact templates, my exact checklist, all the stuff that I'm doing, and my huge community who are on the same journey as well. How would your life be different if you had all of this? And doing this, creating a profitable social media marketing agency, or maybe you are new to entrepreneurship in general and SMA would be your very first business. Well, doing this alone, it can be very long, fatal journey. That's why so many people give up, because they are trying to figure it out on their own for so long and they just give up. It could be like that for you, or it could be as simple as popping popcorn. You can go at this alone with absolutely no guidance, just like I did when I was first starting out, my biggest regret to this day. You can do this without the answers or proper education. You can stay comfortable at the expense of results. You can do this in isolation without support. You can just, roll the dice on your future and you can lose a ton of money just trying to figure it out. Nobody is going to stroll through a minefield blind and not get blown up. You need guidance. It's the same thing with entrepreneurship. You need to do what every successful person has done. You need to learn from somebody who has been there, done that. Learn from their mistakes and their successes and take a proven path to fast track your own success with SMA. Find a proven path to success and follow it. In business, you don't need to reinvent the wheel or the path. Find what works and do it. Give yourself the upper hand, the advantage. Simply get the map to the minefield, have a blueprint, the guide, successful mentors at your fingertips, and a group who is on the same journey as you and can provide you with support and accountability. Reject luck. Get it done right the first time, guys. Skip all the testing, the insanely expensive learning curve. I've already done that all for you. So why would you want to do it on your own? I've already done it for you. If you want to be a successful person, you need to do what successful people do. And the best thing that they do is to find someone who has already done it successfully and follow in their footsteps. Period. With these people, would they go with option 1 or option 2? They would go with option 2 without a blink of an eye. I would pick option 2 as well. How many of you who are watching this right now would go with option number 2? Go ahead and smash that number 2 button in the chat. So, Agency Takeoff 2020 Open Enrollment. What is Agency Takeoff? It's the fastest shortcut to success. It's blueprinted, result-driven education, direct mentorship, and proven coaching. It's a community and support from like-minded individuals who are on the same journey as you. The best tools and systems for success. The #1 SMMA training program of all time based on results. The most complete arsenal of training, coaching, and tools ever assembled for building a mega profitable agency fast. Guys, like I said, we've literally put our all into this program. And, we did the beta launch back in September and only let 100 people in. So that way we could get feedback from them, see what we needed to improve and really fine tune the program. That's what you guys are getting. You guys are getting the best of the best out there. It's literally a step-by-step checklist to $8,000 plus per month, which is equivalent to 6 figures per year. Really, everything is in a fill-in-the-blank, color in the lines format, the same that I use within my own agency. And it's a 7-week program, plus the live Q&A sessions, plus the private mastermind community. You get access to myself, Casey. We have some admins in the group as well. In week 1 is the proper foundation. So complete intro to the program, how to use it, and how to go through it efficiently and effectively to get results as quickly as possible. Week 2, niches and services. We present to you the most popular and best niches your service can provide in your own SMMA, and what services these niches want to pay you for, and the pricing structure. Now, like I said, we focus on e-com, and the program has a very strong focus on e-com. There's not many programs out there that do. So if you're looking to get into the e-com niche, a very high ticket niche, this is the program that you need to be in. And week 3 is leaving the freelancer title behind. So we rewire your brain. You want to become a business owner, a CEO. You want to work on the business, not in the business. And it's the most in-depth team building training out there. Literally, I think this might be the largest week packed full of video training. Week 4, prospecting and outreach, no BS, old methods. So, cross out the cold calling, the cold bulk emailing, the door-to-door sales, anything that everybody has been teaching you. That's not the right way, guys. And I only teach the best, new, and improved prospecting and outreach methods out there. So week 5, the takeoff. Having a calendar full of discovery meetings with potential new clients for your agency. That is where most people who have an agency struggle with, is keeping their calendar full. And without a full calendar, how are you going to get clients? And I teach no hard selling. So you don't need to know how to sell. How to get these businesses begging to take your money. That's what I teach. There's no hard selling. It's the complete opposite. They're begging you. And the fastest plug and play onboarding process that will leave your clients in awe. Week 6 is service delivery, which is in-depth Facebook ad training covering the basics all the way to advanced tactics nobody else will teach you, especially in an SMMA course. Casey and I are literally experts at Facebook ads. Our best friend Han that I showed you with, he's made $10 million in 2019 alone. He's our best friend. And we basically learned Facebook ads through him. We've been business partners with him. Literally like advanced tactics that nobody's going to teach you, especially in an SMMA course, you guys are getting. And then how to spend minimal money for max ROI, which is very important to keep your clients happy. Most people lose tons of money testing ads. You get to skip that and get straight to the good part and improve client retention. And I know what you're thinking, Mariah, why in the world do I need to know how to do service delivery if you're telling me to get a team? So you can use this part to train your team, to better your team. You yourself can get this free Facebook ad training and get to, learn Facebook ads yourself, because you're still going to want to know the lingo. So when you're talking to your team, when you're interviewing potential team members, you sound like you know what you're talking about. You don't want to go into a meeting clueless. You want to know a little bit about it. Now, week 7 is the next level. So you now have the entire foundation and system. It's time to throw gas on that fire. Learn how to scale your agency and take it to the next level. Plus, you're going to get a bunch of bonuses that, don't necessarily have to do with SMA, but just having a business in general. So keeping track of business expenses, applying for an LLC, business bank accounts and credit cards, building your personal brand to have clients find you, Facebook ads to grow your Instagram following, etc., etc. Again, it's literally an A to Z, step-by-step, color in the lines checklist to $8,000 plus per month, which is 6 figures per year. So you get to sit down with us after each week during live Q&A sessions. Here's Casey and I and a student talking. Get more done in 7 weeks than 7 years of college. This is the average entry-level salary for an attorney, $67,000 per year. Do I need to buy tools? That's probably something you're thinking. So let me just cover that real fast. Outreach on Upwork, they give you free connects to propose to jobs. Meetings and sales, Zoom, it's free. Onboarding, Google Forms, it's free. Payment processor, I teach, to use Stripe and PayPal. They take a little fee per transaction, but that's how every payment processor is going to be. There's literally little to no overhead. There's little to no startup cost for this business model, which is incredible. Like I've said, I've been involved in a lot of different online businesses. Most of them require inventory, yada, yada, yada. So the biggest key, guys, is we are group creatures. Conformity also increases when the task becomes more difficult. So in the face of uncertainty, people turn to others for information about how to respond. So you need a group, you need mentors. And it increases when the members of that group are of higher social status. You have me in there, you have Casey in there, you have multiple 6-figure agency owners in this community. And you have everybody else who's on the same journey as you as well. So your journey to success, it's not a straight line, guys. That's what people think it looks like. It does not. Trust me. I thought it did, and I was completely wrong. It looks like this, okay? So you're going all over the place, back and forth, trying to stay into a straight line, but it never works out, right? But something always needs to push you back into the right direction, the center, we'll call it. You need to be grounded to stay in here, or else you're going to come over here and then just keep going, and you'll never get to success. So we have forced guided feedback. So here's you, right? You're pressured to go through this lane, right? You want to stay on this one lane to success, to the money. And every time you kind of, drift out of that lane, you're going to have mentors, me, Casey. You're going to have us pulling you back in the right direction. And then you're going to be good for a little bit. And then you're going to go off a bit. And then the group's going to keep you back in accountability, back on track, stay in the right lane. And you're eventually going to get to success in the money. If you didn't have the group or the mentors, you would continue to drift off and you would stay exactly where you are. That's why a group and mentors are so crucial to success. And we want to give others the bridge that we never had, right? Colleges and universities have abandoned their post. Look at these stats. There's over $1.2 trillion in student debt in the US alone. 27% of college graduates that graduated from college must move back in with their parents. Over 300,000 college graduates make below minimum wage. They graduate college, they spend tons of money for a college degree, they make minimum wage. And it's probably not even in the field that they paid all that money for. So agency takeoff gives people a way to build a career in business affordably and avoid the scam. Let's compare real quick. I want to put this a little bit more into perspective for you. The estimated investment required to open up a Buddha Juice franchise is anywhere between $54,000 and $97,000, plus an additional fee of $30,000 on top of that. That's a freaking lot of money to start a new business, right? And the average cost of college, so for the 2019 to 2020 school year, it's $41,426 at a private college, $11,000 for state residents at a public college, and $27,000 for out-of-state students at a public school. On top of this, during your time in school, you need to expect the yearly price to increase by an average of 2.4% at a private college and 3.2% at a public college. So that means each year your tuition and fees increase by that percent. Okay, let's take a cosmetology school, for example. That's going to cost you anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 for a regular school in your hometown. But if you want to attend a top beauty school, it's going to cost anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. And let's go ahead and talk about a HVAC certificate. That's going to cost you anywhere from $15,000 to $35,000, and it's going to take you 2 years to complete it. And who's even to say that you're going to even get a job in your field that you paid all that money to be in? And you're still going to be trapped in the rat race, trapped in the machine, if you choose one of these programs that is going to cost way more than my program, Agency Takeoff. Agency Takeoff, this program that you guys are getting, it's a 7-week program, guided program. The total value is close to $13,000. Even if you didn't have to pay this hefty price to get into business or college or one of these programs, even if that was set aside, you still are giving up what you truly desire: freedom, your financial stability, choice, and living life out of passion and not fear. You're still giving that up, and you're still going to be trapped in the rat race regardless. Okay, you're still going to be stuck in the machine if you choose one of these. So yeah, we could easily and should be charging $15,000 plus. Other education places, they do it all the time with no refunds. So I could easily be charging $15,000 because my students make it back. They can make it back with a couple clients in a couple months. But I do not do that. We get interested in determined students who can enroll for a one-time payment of $4,997 or 4 monthly payments totaling $5,988. Let's make this easy for both of us. If you sign up during this event, you really want in. In return, I'm going to give you a massive discount, a huge $2,997 in bonuses alone, and access and updates to the program for life. So every time we update the program, we put new content, you'll get that. What you enroll into today is not the final product. You're always going to get updates. We want to work with people who really want to be here with us. We are determined to help you escape the machine, and we need people who will put in hard work to do so. And the result, if they do, they get great results, and we get great testimonials. Now, the regular enrollment price is $4,999, or 4 low monthly payments totaling $5,988. But I want to offer you something special because you stuck with me till the end of the event. I am assuming you are truly ready to make a change, and you are dedicated and just trying to, you're just tired of being stuck in the machine like everyone else. So forget about the regular enrollment price. I want to offer you something special: early enrollment launch price, which is a one-time payment of $997 today, or 4 low monthly payments of $299 spread out over the next 4 months, so you don't have to pay in full today. Now, this is a massive discount, okay? And this is only available if you enroll right now for the early enrollment launch, okay? So this is not going to last forever. It's a massive discount, only available for a limited time. So can this pay for itself and then some? Yes. All it takes is one client, guys. Just one client. Adam here, he signed one client, $7,000. That one client alone covers this and then some, because that client is going to be paying him every single month, okay? So it's reoccurring. This is a one-time payment. Once you pay it, you're done, and the program is yours forever. The skills that you learn are yours forever. It's gonna be something that is just continuously bringing you even more money. So this is the ultimate risk-free opportunity. It's a straight up stupid 30-day refund action-based guarantee. As long as you plan on using the course how it's meant to be used, you have 30 days to try this out. And if you're not 100% satisfied, you have a completely risk-free refund guarantee. And why do I do this? Because, like I said, I want to give others the bridge that I never had. So we're giving you literally risk-free access and mentorship that has gotten all these results that you've seen. The only true way to lose here is by not joining Agency Takeoff. It only takes one client to pay for this entire A to Z step-by-step online education program, private community, and all the live Q&A sessions. After you sign one client, you now have a free online education program that you have for life, 2 free mentors, me and Casey, a private community, live Q&A sessions, and a client that is paying you $2,000 plus per month. Can you actually do this? Can you find potential businesses to reach out to? Yes. Can you hop on an online meeting with a potential client? Yes. Can you onboard a new client into your agency? Yes. Can you find a team member to deliver outstanding results? Yes. I've showed you how to do all this. Is this the best place to be? Results-wise, yes. Community-wise, yes. Coaching-wise, yes. Software and tool-wise, yes. Resource-wise, yes. Is this more cost efficient than all these other programs that I've told you? Yes. And your risk is covered. And like I showed you guys, Layla here, she enrolled in the course, and within 10 days of using the outreach methods, she closed her first client. So she made her money back and more. Jabron, he's at $8,000 per month. Skylar, he's killing it. And if you don't know, Skylar is actually an admin in the Facebook group because he is so active and he's killing it, guys. He has 5 clients paying him $5,000 plus each month. And he just started. He was a struggling freelancer. Kyle, $5,000 per month. Here's some more. Guys, you see it. So how would your life change if you were one of them? If you were one of my students, how would your life change? You get to get up when you want, work when you want and where you want, make as much money as you want, doing what you want. It's literally crazy how you can get $100,000 in debt just to land some job that pays you $8 to $12 an hour, like this person, and they're counting down the days till vacation, years until the loan is paid off. It's the cold, hard, sad truth. This is the honest truth right here. When are you going to make a change? When are you going to escape this? This machine is what the majority of people get stuck in, but most people are blinded by the truth and they just don't see it. This path guarantees ultimate failure. Being trapped in the rat race, the 9-to-5 job, working to pay off college debt, living paycheck to paycheck, waking up at 60, old and poor, struggling, unfulfilled, and full of regret. That is ultimate failure, and this machine, this path, guarantees it. People think if they just keep going down this road, following the path, and stay in the so-called right, safe, and proven way, and they stay at their dead-end job, they are somehow going to avoid that. Well, they're not. I told you once, and I'll tell you again, no amount of going down the wrong road is going to take you where you want to go. The further you go in the wrong direction, the farther you are from where you want to go. It's simple. I reached my breaking point. Enough was enough for me. I made a change in my life, and I've done a total 360. When are you going to have enough and make a change? Go ahead, skip the hard part. Your current situation is painful, guys. Just like this emoji right here. Just like how I was feeling. But as I showed you here today, there is a way out of your current situation, a way out of the pain. And that's with your own business. And the best business to start, especially as a beginner, is SMMA. So say bye to this guy forever. Forget about our normal enrollment price. You stayed to the end with me, and I appreciate that. And it does say a lot about you, that you're dedicated and ready for a change. So because of that, you are the type of student that I want to take under my wing and train. So I'm going to give you the early enrollment launch price, which is a one-time payment of $997, or 4 low monthly payments of $299. I've done my fair share of Q&As on my Instagram story, and I just did a recent one specifically for this. So I want to go ahead and cover some of the most asked questions right now in case one of those is your question. Will this get saturated? No. I've been in e-com space for years now, and every single year it's only increased. 2019 is behind us, and 2020 is only increasing, guys. 2021 is increasing. This is projected total worldwide e-com sales in trillions of US dollars. You need to be in the e-com niche for SMMA. Most people relate SMMA to local business. I say forget about that. Focus on e-com. That is where the money is at. That's where the high ticket clients are. And like I said, nobody in SMMA online education programs are focusing on teaching their students e-com. They teach local business. Even my mentor, Iman, when I, first enrolled in his SMMA course, it was all about local businesses. Barely touched on the e-com niche, but I had the upper hand because I was already involved in the e-com space prior to SMMA. So I put 2 and 2 together, and I just made a killer agency. And my course focuses on that as well. It is literally the best SMMA course on e-commerce out there. Will this work for me? I'm a complete beginner. Will this work? Foreigner, I'm not in the US. Will this work? I'm too old. Am I too young? I'm shy. No sales experience. Listen, guys, it works for everybody. All these people that you see on the screen, they're not even based in the US. Skylar, he took multiple SMMA courses. I think he took like 5 or 6 before he even started getting a profitable agency. And if you have no sales experience, Era, Lise, and Matt, right? They were complete beginners. They had no experience with SMMA or business at all, right? They both work 9-to-5 jobs, enrolled in college full-time, and they have a baby. Guess what? They made it work for them. They have 4 clients paying them. This is really important to realize. If you refuse to sacrifice for the things that you want, the things that are most important to you, what is important to you then becomes the sacrifice. I wasn't lucky. I sacrificed things in order to get the other things that were more important to me. And if I didn't make those sacrifices, then I wouldn't have the life that I have right now. So who do you want to be? What is most important to you? What do you want out of life? Ask yourself that. What is it? Is it maybe the house, the cars, the money, the mansion, the freedom? Maybe you just want an extra income. What is it? Ask yourself that. How do you plan to do this with zero alignment to this person? How do you plan to do that? Would this person turn down a risk-free opportunity? No. Would this person go somewhere other than the best? No. Is this person willing to make sacrifices and accept a challenge? Of course. Is this person long-term focused? Yes. Is this person the person you want to be? The awesome truth is you can be that person, and we are removing the hard part for you. You are looking at the best choice out there. The results are there. The risk is gone. The community is there. The in-depth training is there. The chance to get it at the best time is here right now. 10 years from now, what could this one decision lead to? What would a chance taken here today really cost you? And would you regret not trying and feel great knowing that you saved $11 a day for a few months? Because it does equal $11 a day for a few months if you really break it down. Is it worth it? You just spent 72% of your time working a job you dislike. You likely do not have any money saved up. What is the serious perk to sticking to your current way of life for the next 10 years? So in order to get here to whatever you truly desire and want out of life, something must change. An opportunity must be seized. There must be a minor discomfort to go to the next level to get what you want. You don't, level up your game without some sort of discomfort or fear or sacrifice. So there you have it. That is it. Agency Takeoff, the regular enrollment price, I totally slashed that price. Instead, you can enroll right now at the early enrollment price of a one-time payment of $9.97 or 4 low monthly payments of $2.99. And you get instant access to the entire Agency Takeoff program. You get instant access to me and Casey and all the other coaches. You get to hop on the next live Q&A session. You get to join the private students only Facebook community. You can have it all right now for the one-time payment of $9.97 or the 4 low monthly payments of $2.99. So yeah, that's it from me. I really hope you enjoyed this free training event. I hope you learned a lot and you took a lot of notes. And if you do have any questions, go ahead and type it in the chat box and I'll get back to you via email as soon as possible. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this and I really hope to see you inside Agency Takeoff soon.